Alright, so assuming OBS is working here, should be live. YouTube is telling me that I am live now, so that's great. Okay, so how this is going to work, I'm just going to kind of get on with my work over here. I'm going to be listening to chat, listening to some music going on in the background, and if you have anything to ask me or anything like that, or just want to know some things about some of the stuff I do, just feel free to post your question in chat. Hey, couldn't send you a PM on Twitter, sent you yes, I did see that. I need to respond to that. I'll get around to that probably over the weekend, but I did have a very quick look over that. And that was actually quite nice. So basically, what I've kind of started already behind the scenes is if I press the F key on my keyboard, pay attention to the drive program mode on the AC. If I press this, it toggles it through all the available modes on the gearbox. No problem. Now, this has been done. If I stop that for a sec, go back to my desktop. Basically, I'm listening in my simulator window view for when I'm pressing the F key or releasing it, and basically emulates the button press on the EWM ECU. Music's a bit loud. Okay, I can turn that down. Tell me if that's any better. Not entirely sure if that's any better, but I have turned it down apparently. Or if I've turned it down too far, let me know. Very quiet. Okay, I'll put it somewhere in the middle. How about that? Yep, better. Okay, that's good to hear. That's definitely good to hear. Alright, so basically the way that the transmission in this car works is it talks to a... Okay, that's good to hear that you're all saying that it's good now. Transmission talks to a module called EWM, which is your shift lever inside these vehicles. And if I quickly go to my EWM ECU, which is this one here, I have a very basic emulation of it for either how you're maneuvering the physical stick. So basically, depending on if you're moving the stick left, right, up or down, will change the CAN signal coming out. So for instance, there are positions saying park, reverse, drive, and there are also intermediate positions that the EWM module broadcasts. Like, this is a weird one, so there's an intermediate position, neutral slash drive, reverse slash neutral, and park slash reverse. Then you also have the plus and minus positions, which is the left and right when you're in drive. You can tap it left or tap it right. Or you have SNV, which is basically a special one for when there's no signal from the EWM module. It basically defaults to FF in hex, which is basically just saying there's no signal from the module. So I basically have a simulation of how it should work, and then I also have a very basic way of telling if the button is pressed. So you know, there's the button in the top of the car, or top of the module, which basically said Sports Comfort, or in my car it says Sports Comfort Manual because I've got all three stock. But basically, you can just toggle that button, release it, send the data back to the transmission module, and then I can just kind of like spam these different modes. Now I'm thinking, let's get along with the gear display. So PRND, let's actually make it toggle based on how the EWM module is moving. So let's think. If move selection, where is this. So move selector. Let's just print printf selector position %d. This selector position. Okay, so that should be fairly basic. So if I now run this, it should, I think it should always say park now. So yeah, selector 8888, and if I go here to WHC GSP, yeah, that's 8. Cool. So where is my virtual display? Here it is. So I'm thinking, which keys do I want for movement down, left, right? Because you can move the shift lever left from park. So let me think. It's left from park, then down, then right into reverse, then down into neutral, then right again, then down into drive. And then you can go left, right from drive to go plus minus. So I'm thinking of assigning I, K, J, and L to those keys. Case I. And this is just if you press the thing down, by the way. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that. I need to remember to change scenes all the time. Let's see, okay, I. So that shall move this thing back. Sim, get EWM, apply force, move the up. Case I. Yep, I know the IDE is very unhappy because all these statements are the same, I don't care. IK, so that would be movement down. And then left, right. It's okay. So IK, left is J. And that should be L. So let's try that now. See if I say down. 13, 7, 12, 6. Oh, what's happening here? That's interesting. And now we're in apparently position 5. Huh. Oh, shoot. I need to break there, that's why. So, down. 13, 7, 12, 6, 11, 5. Why are you doing this? Is it because... Oh, you know why. Right. Bool, move applied equals false. I think it's because SDL is sending too many events to this at once, so... I'm just gonna say... if not... move applied, so only do this once. So basically this should stop it from spamming this combination to the ECU. As usual, these are in the wrong place. And then just quickly do this, so case I, and say move applied false, I, K, J, L. Now that shouldn't do that, I want to say, so if I go down, left. Okay, there we go, we're in position 13 now, and I believe 13 is reverse? I think, don't quote me on that. Let's have a quick look. EWM230. Yeah, oh no, we're apparently in the park reverse intermittent position. Do I have to go down again? 10. What's 10? Okay, now we're apparently in minus. This makes no sense. What's going on? Ooh. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to read this through. Did you set move? Oh no, you know what? I haven't. Thanks for that. Yes, you're right. Yeah, this is not going to look nice, unfortunately. But, you know. It's doing it again! Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's because I am not clearing the movement signal from... So I say apply force, but then... Oh! I think there might have been a sim get EWM, apply force, and then move dial none. I think I had a... No, I didn't. Oh yes, there is. There you go. So it's because I had to do that to start to no longer move it. So now if I do it... Okay. This could potentially work now. So if I then go to nag here, so this is, I should clarify, this is now the transmission simulation I'm writing. And I go switch this, oh no, EWM230 get WHC. And yes, okay, create missing switch statements, please. And then I believe on which frame is it? One sec, I've got my Visual Studio open somewhere. 203c.txt. This is what I'm interested in. I should be able to find here P. No, this is speed step. Actual gain, no. Ah, here we go. Here it is. WHST. Gear selector lever position. So I need to set this. So case D and case GS plus and case GS minus. These all tell the gearbox it's in drive. So this. What are you? You're part of frame GS418. Dot set WIS. Let me just quickly clarify what values these are. So drive is 4. Yep, get rid of these. I've already got you. And I'm also going to say N to D as well. Should do that just for now. Yep, whatever. So case P GS418 dot. Actually, no, we don't do that. We'll just leave it as is. So GS418 dot set whistle and park is 0, and we will break. Case N. Do the same thing. Neutral is 2. And reverse is 1. Break that. Then default, just do nothing. If it's in any of the intermediary positions, we don't need those. Just set whistle, and SNV is 7 in this case, so we'll do that. Now if we run it, okay, let's go to full. Ooh, wrong one. Let's go to here, and if I say down, huh? That's interesting. it's not abiding by that. So selector position is apparently, if I go here, selector position is apparently in 7, which according to my things I had here, where is it? Where is EWM? 7 is reverse, right? But apparently the instrument cluster still doesn't read that. So which signal, what other signal do you listen to? I'm curious now, what other signal does this thing listen to? So if it's not gear selector position lever, could it be park? I wonder if it might be the actual gear, or jig as it's called. I wonder if it could be listening to that. Which might actually make sense, because I know sometimes if I put the car into reverse, there's a brief second where it still says park and then says reverse. I wonder if that could be the reason. So now we know that this value here, Whistler, does absolutely nothing, which is interesting, because it should do. Nag52, let me just actually make sure that we've done this correctly. So, case R, let's just say printf car in park. Oh, that should be car in reverse. Rev. Verse. So let's just quickly see what these say. Class B. This is all drive and this is all park. Let's try that. So it should print it now. Car in park, yes, that's correct. So if I do double tap, car in reverse. Cool. So I know the gearbox thinks the car's in reverse now, but going here shows that it's still saying it's in park. So it must be listening to the actual gear then. Okay, we can actually very quickly test that just by setting the gear to reverse 1 and seeing what happens. So gs418.set jig, which is current gear R. So if my theory is correct, this should suddenly tell the instrument cluster it's in reverse. Let's have a look. Oh, it doesn't. Maybe they both have to match. So gs418.set gzc gear R. Let's try that. So we set both jig and gzs to reverse. Nothing. Okay. Is there another value I'm missing, which is about the gear selector position? Let's have a look at... Oh, could it be the speed step it's listening to? So there's this thing called speed step, which basically says if you're in park, reverse, neutral, or A or D, right? But then it also has the individual gears. So if you go to range restrict mode, which is where, say for instance, you're in 4th gear driving and you tap the selector to the minus position whilst in sport or comfort, it will suddenly display like a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 on there. Yeah, I know, I'm not need to change the scene yet, I'm just explaining something. But yeah. There's also a blank position. Let's quickly change, let's see that. So if I do gs418.set fsc and then set that to 49, let's see what happens. So that should be saying 1. Let's try that. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. We now have a 1 here. So it doesn't listen to the gear selector position that the gearbox is saying. It just listens to this one value called FSC or speed step to work out what gear the car's in. That's interesting. That's something I haven't noticed. So if I now set to 255, which is SNV, I'm curious to see what this will show. Let's quickly have a look. Huh, look at that. So it says it's in sport, but there's no gear being selected on here. That's interesting. That's quite funny. And then if I set to 55, it should show 7. Yeah, there you go. So gear 7 currently now in drive. Okay, cool. So make a note here saying IC only listens to FSC value. Not sure about the rest of the car. That's a good point I should write, because I don't know if the rest of the car listens to the other part of the CAN frame, or if the whole car just cares about the speed step the car's currently in. So let's actually do that. GS418.set FSC. So what's the speed step value for Park? Park is 80. This is drive 68. Oh, actually with drive I have to do range mode. Range restrict mode. I need to modify that. To FSC 78. Reverse is 82. And SNV is 25. Oh, no, we're not going to that. Yeah, 255. Actually, I'm also going to do something else and say, where is it? I had somewhere in here written. What's range restrict mode? I think I just explained that. Not being rude or anything, I just questioning myself. Range restrict mode is basically when you want the car to hold a current gear if it's in auto mode. So for instance, if you're cruising along in third gear and you don't want the car to exceed third gear, what you can do in third is to tap the shift lever down to the minus position, which is one bump to the left, and then the instrument cluster will display a 3 saying that okay, the car will not exceed third gear. I mean, it would still do first, second and third, but it won't go over third until like either it hits red line or you press the plus button again, the plus position, to say I want to cancel range restrict mode. Let's try this now. So cam only. Oh wait, I've remembered I've got this here. One sec, relaunch that. Okay, so we're in park currently. If I say go to reverse. Reverse, there we go. That's brilliant. Can we make it go down to neutral? Neutral, brilliant. Okay, make it go drive. Drive, yay! And then can we make it go back up, so... Interesting. So I seem to be getting stuck in a loop here, one sec. So it seems that if I'm in drive, it's not going back up to neutral again. Where's the EWM simulation? So, where's up? EWM up, case, gear drive, ND. And then ND, here we go, yeah, so if we're going ND, we should actually go to N. Let me just check the other ones. If we're going up again, NR, so N should go to RN, and RN should go to gear R. Okay, that should work now. So, reverse, neutral, drive, going back the other way, neutral, reverse, park. Huh, that actually works. And of course I can still toggle the actual drive mode of the transmission according to the sim. I'm actually quite proud of that. That works surprisingly well. Okay, so that's now, I think we should think about drawing it on this virtual cluster here. So what I'm actually going to do first is I'm actually going to go ahead and take a picture of this on my phone so I can have a look at roughly how big the pixels are on the screen, how many pixels are taken up by each font. This may take a while, one sec. Oh, that disappeared, one sec. F again, so I can have a look at S. C. A. Brilliant. Can you send any character for drive mode? Unfortunately you can't. There are predefined values for this. I can actually show you what they are. for drive mode. So it's actually a bit more interesting than that. So here are the modes that you're used to. So A for agility, C for comfort, F for error mark, which the 722.6 transmission doesn't use. However, the CVT transmission does use that to basically say when something's really wrong with it. It'll display an F with visit workshop. Obviously manual, sports, and the legacy winter mode, which I believe is replaced with comfort mode. However, you can actually unlock both on older transmissions, so I don't quite know how that works. But anyway, then after that you have these additional ones with messages. So let me actually show you what this looks like, because I actually found this pretty cool. But if I say set FPC, where is it in my code? NAG52 CPP. And I'm just gonna quickly ignore this block of code here so that I can force it. And just say about an R mode after flashing gear. Wait. R mode after flashing gear. What do you mean? Oh, yes, okay, yeah, I'm just reading this. So, if I have a look here and see FPC program, there is this one, gear actuate brake with warning tone. It's called CMGFB_WT. If I set that to 2, so if I set FPC to 2, let's see what happens. GS418.set FPC driving program. Oh no, it's driving program. Driving program. No, it's not. Drive program mode. No, I can't type. One sec. What is it? Driving mode. Driving mode. Why can't you find that? Undeclared variable. Okay. You know what? No problem, Mark. Welcome to the stream. Driving program. Driving program, and we're going to set that to CMG MG FBWT. Why don't you like that? If I just say WT, what happens? What does autocomplete? Oh yeah, there you go, CMC FBWT. And if I now show the instrument cluster view, there should be an alarm now on the display. Let's have a look. There we go. Apply parking brake, and I don't know if you can hear the beeping. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, you can actually dismiss that warning. That's pretty funny. Okay. So yeah, point proven. So basically you can set this to whatever you want. And there are loads. So what's interesting to me is the way that they've organized this, rather than having like how I would think about it. Because you notice here that there are groups. One sec. Go back to here. So you notice here how there are groups where you've got like 5 for each individual value. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I would have thought that that Mercedes would have been clever enough to say, okay, well, these are all common things, so they'll have like they'll have one value to say which warning is alive, or which warning is active, dependent on the mode, and then have just like a 3-bit value to say the current mode, but they seem to have it all as one giant enumeration, which is a bit strange. Oh yeah, by the way, also, one thing that they have is upshift and downshift recommendations. I can actually set that on here to make the car think that I should be doing an upshift. If I quickly add that, up. So if I set this and run it, now look here. You now see shift the recommendation upshift. So it basically tells you to upshift. I believe, don't quote me on this, on the E63 AMG cluster, we're talking W211, like before they ended that, so the facelift W211 C63 AMG. I believe setting this same value in the instrument cluster will force the red display in the warning tone to basically say, oi, change up now. But yeah, these older clusters don't support that feature, so it's a bit sad. I can't make my cluster suddenly beep at me telling me to change gear if I'm redlining the engine. You know, like this, you know? Still not, it's not gonna warn me about anything, which is a bit annoying. I'm actually curious to see how I can if I can span this. 1 second, I'm going to keep the camera on that. Just going to quickly edit one tiny bit of code. I'm curious to see how fast the instrument cluster can refresh this. So if x reset to this, and else reset to down. Let me just say x equals not x. Coding done in Python? No, it's C++ I'm using. Anyway, if I now see this, let's see if it... not too bad, but you can see the arrow flickering, so I'm basically telling it every single other frame to switch the direction of that arrow. So yeah, it's not the fastest thing in the world to update. The cluster is a bit sluggish. That's what I wanted to prove with that. By the way, I should probably actually all let you all know, because I reckon most of you... wait, after your live presentation, I would like to steal your knowledge on something, if you don't mind. Sure, just go ahead and message me on Twitter. You can go PM me on that. I'm fine with that. But anyway, I thought I should quickly show you something. So, I gather most of you know me from my MBU export project, which was the head unit thing. No ETA as to when this part is going to actually finish, because it's proving a pain to install during somewhat little free time I have. But loads of LEDs. That's all I'm going to say is the next part of... oh, I should specify these are RGB LEDs. That's what the next part of my series is. As to how I do it, that's... you'll find out, I suppose. I remember I was seeing... Vlad, you say, I remember I was seeing somewhere the guy setting the X mode. What's the X mode? Can you clarify that? I've never heard of that. And I also don't see anything regarding X on here. I mean, I know what F mode is, and that's not a programmable one. That's just saying the gearbox is fucked. Go, like, you know... Please go and take it to the workshop. I saw also the Xma. Just found the link. It's on the Russian site, but you... yeah, paste the link in chat. I want to go have a look at this. Let me have a look at this on stream. I'm now curious. Go on. Enlighten me. Just paste it. Where? Where did you paste it? Believe it was set in pixels overwriting the actual... What? No way does this IC support that. I'm so confused. What is X mode supposed to do? Like, is it supposed to, like, you know, make your car shift, like, way faster? What's the whole point of X mode? Not sure if it has really meaning. I was just thinking of a time one could set any characters there. No, you can't send any character there. Basically, the instrument cluster. I mean, unless someone put the car in diagnostic mode and basically told it to write a character here, in like this specific box. But I highly doubt that. Okay, let me quickly check out this link. I'm now curious about this. copy. Let's quickly have a look. I love the way you've taken put so many spaces in this URL so that YouTube doesn't block you from sending that. Let's quickly have a look. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna put this up on stream. There we go. Actually, let's go full desktop. There we go. Says Ben E320C X mode on box 722.6. Ha! That's interesting. General. By the way, I'm translating this. Well, it's pre-translated, so. X mode is ASC. I'm reading this to myself, by the way. Wait, nobody says it's this bad, Sid, but since I believe that agility mode is a 100 tank scam, can someone confirm if that's a translation error? Or how much it cost there? Oh, right, that's probably going to be something like €100 or something. Yeah, so I do agree. Agility is basically Sports Plus. $100 scam. Okay, thank you, Vlad. Into gadget. Activate mode X. Oh, that's. Okay, that's interesting. So there is no X mode on this, but I might have a theory as to how he's doing it. I wonder if X mode might not actually be listed on here, but it's a valid thing. So 65, because I'm looking at this and seeing you have 65, 67, 70, 77, 83, 87. But there's all these values in the middle of these drive modes, which aren't listed on here. So I'm thinking, let's quickly write a piece of code to slowly increment this number from 65 to 87 and see if we unlock anything. The bottom text says it can display any text on the screen. But the thing is, I don't know how to unless you're in diagnostic mode, and the problem with being in diagnostic mode is that you basically... Maybe it's just a value that doesn't exist here. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So let's have a look and see if I increase this number slowly over time, if it changes it to like an X mode, or maybe some other secret thing that we don't have. Let's try that. gs418.setfpc, and ooh, wait, this is going to be interesting because I now need to change the definition of this to a uint for this to work properly. Loop, yeah, that's what I'm not gonna loop from 0 to 255. I just want to loop between that range that I know exists for numbers, for just the pure drive modes without any warnings. That's all I'm gonna do. It's much shorter range, much easier. Set FPC, so I'm not going to even loop it because it's going to update too quickly. I'm just going to manually try it one by one and brute force. So first of all, we have 66. What does 66 give us? Run that. Okay, so 66, nothing. Okay, it doesn't even know what that is. Next on our list, 67 is comfort, so we will try 68. See what that looks like. 68, nothing. Okay. 69, nice. Nothing. Now we have 71, because 70 is error mark, or F. 72. Nope. 73. Nope. 74. Nope. 5. Nope. 76. Nope. 77 is manual. 78 is the next one we can try. Nothing. 79. Nothing. 80. Nothing. 81. I know 77 works because 77 is manual. That's why I'm skipping some of them, because I have the documentation on the side, so I know which ones to avoid. 81, 82, nothing. See, so just for your, you know, just for namesake, if I put 77 in here, I can tell you right now that's going to put manual on the screen. There you go, see? Manual. Okay, last three values. 84. Yeah, why not a loop in second steps? I just can't be bothered. 74, 75. I mean, we're nearly done anyway. 76. So this is the last one. And yeah, nothing. I'll try 80. I'll try up to 90, even though I know that those shouldn't do anything. 88. 89. 90. Yeah, see, so nothing. So whatever it is, it's interesting. I want to go back to reading that for a sec. Also, this low pressure thing, that's even more interesting. I mean, I know from my... What was I going to say? Yeah. I know from my W203 CAN bus project that you can display text on the instrument cluster, but only on the audio or telephone page. I've never seen someone be able to do it on an existing page like this, where you have 0 kilometers an hour, which is the speedometer, or the digital speedometer, and then low pressure. That's interesting. I'd like to know more about how that's been actually done. Yeah, most probably it was in diagnostic mode. But the problem with it being in diagnostic mode is that if it was, then the instrument cluster wouldn't work. Like, that's the problem with it being in diagnostic mode, and as soon as you exit diagnostic session, by stopping it from, by telling it to, like, you know, no longer telling it to be in diagnostic mode, it will cease any modifications you made. Unless he did something very sneaky, which is to replace in one of the ASCII tables that the instrument cluster uses to build text, for that particular font, replace like an S with an X. That might be one way to do it. That's what he did. I think he just duplicated speed on radio page, I think. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Mystery. But yeah, you only have this section to draw on when you're in the audio page, so it should never touch the bottom display, because for all intensive purposes, the instrument cluster treats these two regions as two different bits. And on the W211 it's even worse, you just have like this big in the middle and a little line at the bottom. Right, so I said we'll get to drawing the text on the display. Let's get to doing that. So, let's get PRND displayed on the instrument cluster. The digital one, I should specify. LCD, where's ASCII big standard. How big did I say this font was? 1 second. Bear with me for a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they're all 7 pixels wide. So if I do ASCII big, copy, paste, and say this one bold. ASCII big bold.png. Open with GIMP. And now we have to start editing this. So configure grid. In pixels that would be, break these, 10 by 7 I want to say was what I used. I can't even remember. View, show grid. Nope, that's not it. Great. Configure grid. Oh, horizontal 7 and vertical 10. Or was it 16? No, it's probably 10. There we go. Okay. So we just want the capitalists. So A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Okay, I can quickly modify the neutral here. Except the black. So neutral looks... Okay, so it looks identical to the current one they have, so apart from the fact they're drawing 3 pixels every time. Ooh, I don't want to do that. And it looks like this. Okay, so that's neutral. D, A, B, C, D goes here. So then you have 1, 2 on the other side. Then man, that should be, oop, don't want to do that, there to there. Okay, so that's D. L, M, N, P. So P goes up here, and that's fairly simple. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, oop, 2. Okay, and what other ones do we have? We have P, R, oh we need R, we need R. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am tracing these from my phone, by the way, so I'm currently looking at the display and working out what goes where. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Brilliant. So I will edit this table, by the way, over time, because I can't be bothered to edit all these if I'm only ever going to use like 2 symbols from it. So let's save that file, export as ASCII big bold. Yep, we'll do that. Export. Cool, let's go back to the display now. So if I go to, where's combi LCD? Combi LCD.cpp. Oh, LCD symbols is actually the one I want to load. Nope, it's this one. Here we go. So large bold is big bold.png, and char width is 7, char height is 10. So if we go to virtual LCD and here we go, come down. And I'm actually going to see if we can just quickly draw P on here. So this LCD, draw text large, char text is just P, Justification. Actually, there should be a draw. Oh, I need to expose the inner functions for drawing the individual rows. No, that's not to worry. I can actually go to combi-lcd.h and quickly create a function for saying void draw gear display, and say quickly create a thing here. So enum class gear, just to quickly, I'm going to actually call it K gear. PRND, just for now. And we're going to say, no, you know what, that won't even work. I've just realized that won't work because in some situations they're all not highlighted. Okay, quickly, one sec, let me change this. Bool P, bool R, bool N, bool D. Oh. So let's quickly do that. Generate that. So I now need to work out how to draw this. Okay, and to begin with, just for testing, I'm going to say this LCD draw gear display true, false, false, false. So basically this should leave us with park being highlighted and reverse neutral drive being not highlighted. What offset do you start from the start of the LCD? Park starts at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels from the edge of the screen. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at this function now. So for now I'll just draw park. So this draw text, draw ASCII, here we go. So chassis is P, ASCII table is this, large bold, X, oh this is going to be fun. X left, so it's going to be 4 plus 8. One sec. That's going to be the exposition of the start for drawing, because it draws from, this screen draws from right to left rather than left to right. So that'll be 4 plus 8, and Y justification value I'm going to say is this. Height, top px plus IC height, bottom px, that's the full height of the display, minus 10 because that's the height, minus 4. I think that should display part correctly. Oh yeah, and obviously we need if it's highlighted, which I'm going to say for the sake of this is true. Let's have a quick look, see how this happens. Okay, that didn't draw anything. What happened? No, I'm seeing it flicker into existence. What's happening? Have I just called my draw method in the wrong at the wrong time? I think, yeah, I have. Okay, one sec. Yeah, we'll just quickly do that. Put it there. Okay, we now have park, but that's a bit broken. And it's not in the right place, so let's do some adjusting. Okay, let me quickly create a function called drawBox, because I need the cluster to draw a box first. Void draw box, int x, int y, int height, int width. And let's also do highlighted. Bool filled. So this will draw like basically a box, an ASCII box, and if why doesn't cline work for me? It doesn't create the function definition correctly. Bool filled. So basically what we wanted to do is to find in the screen an x and y coordinate and then basically begin drawing a little box in that position. And I believe I can basically just copy the code I had for my drawing here. Here we go. So I'm just going to copy this and modify it a bit. 1 second. Yeah, okay, that can all disappear. So int y equals so we draw from the top down. So make a note here. X, Y, top, left of box. Int actual Y equals 0. Oh no, equals Y. Y is greater than or equal to 0. Y minus Y. Yeah, 1 sec. Y is greater or equal to smaller than Y plus height. Okay, don't care about this. Int Y plus equals. Yep, that's the position in LCD int Y pos. So this should work a bit faster. Int x pos is equal to 0 or is equal to x smaller than x plus width x plus plus. Okay, so now I have to work out okay. So I now need to quickly say if x is 0. So for the y position it won't matter. One sec, I'm just thinking about something. So if x is greater or equal to 0, so now we actually want to draw the past the box. So now I need to determine if the box should be filled or not, and how that's going to happen. So I'm just gonna for now set everything to being filled. Outlined box. We'll just do that. And then if we say here this draw box, comment this out here. So we say top. So x position would be 4. Y position would be this. Width would be 10 pixels, height would be 10 pixels. Let's quickly see if that draws the box correctly. Oh yeah, and true, because we want it to be filled in. Well, that didn't work. We just drawn 1 pixel. Great. Why didn't that work? Can anyone spot the error in this? It seems to be drawing 1 pixel then exiting. run that again just to double check. Yeah, it's drawing one little pixel here and nothing else. It's not drawing the rest of the image. Come on chat, you can help me with this. Trying to think as to why this isn't working. Okay, if I set this to x10, does that draw that one pixel further across? Yeah, it does. See, it draws this little dot here, and then it just leaves. Let's say x is 0, y is 0, then it should draw it at the top. Yeah, again, draws one pixel and leaves. Huh, that's funny. Oh, I'm an idiot. This should be ++. Whoops. Quickly see if that works. Oh, it still doesn't work? Okay. Reset Y. But sure, you have it set to 0. Where? One sec, I'm just trying to find out where. Where do I have it set to 0? Ah, sorry, it doesn't matter. Okay, no worries. In X, in Y, in H, in W, blue field. Line 193. Yeah, I know that, but I've told it to basically start drawing from 0, 0, and it should be a box 10 wide and 10 tall. That's what I'm currently telling it to do. But it's just drawing one pixel and leaving. Okay, let's quickly do a quick debug. Let's just do a very famous debug session called many printf statements. Yeah, I can attach a debugger, but I'm lazy. Okay, fine, we'll attach a debugger then. Okay. So, X, Y, if I step over this. See, this is interesting. So you can see here that it's going over the whole thing. Actually, why is it going to x equals 40? That's just occurred to me. Why is it doing that? Because I said it should be 10 wide, it shouldn't go to 40. Okay, let's stop this. Something is really going wrong here. Int x plus equals x, so that's the incoming x variable from here, which should be the first one here. X is smaller than x plus width, in which case is 0 plus 10, which is 10 x plus plus. Let's quickly redo that again. Okay. So it knows width is 10. X plus is greater than 0 and... Okay, let's just cancel this if statement out and see if that makes any difference. Nope, still 1 pixel. Oh my god, thank you. Yes, I'm an idiot. That should be x plus plus plus. And this should be y plus plus plus. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's... Okay, that's unexpected results. We now just have a giant line going across the screen. One sec. Oh, yeah, this needs to be x plus. There we go. Woo, look at that, we got a little box, 10 by 10 box now. Okay, thank you chat for solving that. It's late, you know? Should probably end this soon, but we can keep going until we have this drawn. Bottom px minus 14. Height is how many pixels is this box on the IC? 1, 2, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 tall. So height should be 11 pixels. And width should be 7, 8, 9. Should be 9 pixels. Oh, sorry, this should be actually be 4. Wait, one sec. Height should be 4 plus 10. That should be actually 14. Okay, need to raise it a bit. So minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pixels from the bottom. So that should be minus 20. Okay, that there looks quite similar to that in my opinion. And then it's set to draw the ASCII text in that same location. Oh, yeah, that hasn't worked. Okay, this is correct. Just needs to go down a bit. Okay, that's good. I don't see it. The fact that I don't see it is good. Looks like I'm just changing the algorithm for drawing text. Okay, look at that, we've got a park now. Just need to shift it 1 pixel to the right. X left should be then 5. Woo, look at that! Park! Woo! So now let's draw the next one, which is R. Fish draw ASCII. And we'll actually set that to be P. PRND. PRND. So X left would be that. Hash define width. Char as being 10. Plus that. Plus 2 times that plus 3 times that. Okay, so this should draw all the characters now. Oop, I need to actually set the text. PRND. Okay, we're getting somewhere. However, I don't think that scales correctly. N should be under the semicolons, so I think there might be an extra width, an extra pixel between each one. One sec. Okay, that looks a bit more correct. Need to quickly go and edit this though, so that we have a D. But we do. A, B, C. Oh, you know what? This is the wrong place. Lol. Select you. And Kalea. And I'm just going to erase this. Oh, no. Actually, I'm just going to set this to white for the sake of this. Bye-bye. All of you go. There we go. File, export to that. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, PRND. Woo. So let's quickly compare how accurate that is. So D should be under... Yeah, that looks about right. I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set this. Because D has to be different. D can also be range restrict mode, whereas these are definite. If P, then we will draw this box around it. And then draw the text for it. And then if reverse, we'll need to draw a box around R. And then if neutral, we'll need to draw a box around that. Oh, no, not like that. Okay, so let's quickly... width char plus 2 times width char. Okay, so if I go here and set all of these to true now, so we're apparently in all the gears at once. I just want to quickly see how this looks. Okay, look at that. Perfect. PRN is all highlighted as it should. D can also be range restrict mode, so I'm going to focus that. I know what I'm going to do. Char D. I'm going to actually put another value at the end to say what the text should be in the drive slot. Char custom D. And default argument of that. Okay, cool. So we're actually going to set this to be the custom D mode. Let's do that times 3 that. Now run it. Oh, yep, correct. So if I set this to A, it should draw an A in the slot for D. Yeah, it does. Brilliant. And if I set 1 there. Cool, that does work. So now I need to draw the logic here for working out what gear the car's currently in. So, switch GS4418 dot. What speed step did we say we were in? What was the speed step message? Speed step is... Where is it? Where is speed step? Ah, here it is. FSC. These. So case 32 should also break as well because we just won't draw anything. So case 1. No, actually first 49. So park is off. So for these gears here, it's just the true and the current range restrict mode that you're in. 49, 50, 51, 52, 54, 53, 54, 55, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 65 is A. Oh. Yeah, it suddenly jumps from 55. Wait, what? We've done something wrong, 1 sec. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 52, 53, 54, oh, yeah, 55, there we go. 65 is A, so that's also, so 65 is A, 66 is drive, and now for the rest, 70 is F, and then we have NDR to do, so 78, 80, 82. Case 78, oop, 78, case 80, case 82. So, NPR. PR. Let's break these. So false, true, okay, let's see if this works now. Ooh, that's thanks, Alex. Let's try this. Okay, so if I go next gear, oh yeah, I forgot we're not even changing the gears. I think I commented that out in the nag sim. No, I didn't. Okay, so why isn't it changing gears? Oh yeah, it's because I'm doing the wrong one. Look at that, so we got R, N. Oh, hello, I think we crashed it. Pfft, what just happened? No. 6. Oh, that's the intermittent. That's the intermittent position, I believe. Okay. One sec. I'm just going to simplify my EWM sim for a sec. So that's frustrating. No, I have simplified it. So let's think. It seems to think I'm in a different driving program, I want to say. So where am I going? I can't even remember where I'm going now. I'm definitely tired. It's just before it gets into drive it brakes. So do we have a case for 68, 60? Oh no, we don't, that's why. 68 is drive, not 66. Duh, that would be why. Let's run that now. Okay, so park. Actually, let's see if I can move the virtual cluster next to the physical one so you guys can actually see. That should work. So, okay, so they're both in sync together. I'm going to say go to reverse. Okay, they should both move. Neutral. There we go. Drive. Brilliant. Neutral. Reverse. Park. Woo! Okay, that's pretty good to see though. That's really good to see. Okay. So yeah, by the way, I'll put all this code up on GitHub now. Let me actually do that now. So if you guys want to check this out, I will. What's the red dot above 2K above the 2K RPM mark? That is honestly a manufacturing thing. So this here you don't actually see when I have the. Let me see if I can get it 1 sec so I can show you guys. So when you actually have this in the car, you don't see this because I should mention I've taken all the casing off around this, so I think it's something they use for manufacturing. Because if I put the chassis on for the cluster, see, you don't see it. And now you see all this glare, which is why I have it like that. But yeah, that's how it is naked, if you will. Okay, now let's quickly have a look at trying to see if I can get to draw. So, to do outline box. Okay, so if filled. Thanks, Alex. If filled. So if filled, we don't even care about that. So else, so we only want to draw if, okay, y equals okay, so basically one for the top and bottom. It's for the end of. Oh right. Hi Richard. So if we say if y is equal to y pos, sorry, y pos is equal to y, or y pos is equal to y plus height minus 1. So this would be top bottom of box. I wanted to do that. And if we're not, so i.e. we're in the middle of either the top or bottom row, then we just want to check if x is. Oh, yeah, sorry, thanks Richard. I keep forgetting to switch. So yeah, so basically if we're filling it, just don't care, set all the pixels to filled. Else we just want to check if the top or bottom line, in which case we'll just fill the whole box, and if we're not in the top or bottom line, then we'll set if x pos is equal to x, or x pos is equal to x plus width minus 1, then we want to go and set those 2 pixels. So now if I change, let's quickly say, if I want to change the drive box to false, now it should draw that outlined. Let's have a look. Oh, it just doesn't draw it at all now. Actually, I'm going to draw another box here. So, say, false. Okay, look at that, we got our outline. I need to move in a bit, so I'm going to set that to 4 times. Actually, set that to, I want to say 4.2 times, that might make it look a bit nicer. Oh, of course I have to cast this. I hate C++. There we go. So I think that and that look fairly similar now. And now I need to draw the text in there. Let's actually quickly set another char drive prog. So that'll be our program. And inside that box we're going to draw the driving program no matter what. And this needs to be just the large standard text, because I believe this display here doesn't actually use the bold font. And we're going to say drive program. Okay, so if I go here and go to LCD display, now we have to get the current driving program of the car. So char prog equals, I'll set it to underscore by default, just for testing, and then we'll do switch gs418 dot get fpc is driving program, case w prog equals w break default break. So we have W sports agility case S case C case M. What other ones am I missing? WSCM. Oh, agility, of course. And we're just going to go here and say draw prog on the end. Okay, let's have a look, see how that looks. Okay, broken. Let's have a look. Fish draw ASCII. Oh, okay, one sec. Filled. Yeah, false, because it's never highlighted. And we're still not getting anything. Although that could just be because I'm thinking. Okay, let's actually set these to a real. IC width minus 10. Let's see where that places it. Okay, minus 20. Minus 15 then. And we'll set the same to here. So again, no, we don't have any large text for some reason. Let's have a look at my ASCII table. File, oh, I'll just close this, don't care. Discard changes. ASCII big standard. Let's have a look at that. Ah, yes, we're missing a load of characters. That probably explain what's going on here. So that's agility. Where's C? A. Image. Guides. Configure grid. Vertical 10. Horizontal 7. Okay. Image. View. Show grid. So A, B, C. A, B, C. One, two. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this track. It's bugging me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1. Oh. I'm gonna do the same here. So 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, no. You go there. You go there. File, overwrite. Why aren't you rendering that? It's just completely empty. Okay, let's set driving program to something that I know it will draw, just to see if it's something really strange going on. Draw ASCII D, because I know it can draw that. Or how about A? You can definitely draw A. Yeah, there we go. It can draw A. Except it might want another pixel across. Okay, how's that look? Printf. Note the cluster background is electrofluorescent foil, so it's one part. This is where you will find this dots of each cluster. Different kinds of dots the cluster will foil. Oh, okay, fair enough. Prog. I'm just going to put in here a little. Let's have a look, see what the program is spitting out. Because I reckon. Oh, it's stuck in the underscore position. That would be why it's not drawing anything. Oops. So FPC is what's used to determine the current drive mode. And let me just make sure I'm setting the right value with GISP. Am I making a custom ECU? No, well, eventually that is the end goal, yes, is to design a custom transmission controller for the 722.6 gearbox. But basically I'm doing all the simulation here, so I can basically simulate the entire car on my desk, and basically hook up the emulator code to it for the gearbox, so I can actually test the gearbox functionality without actually plugging the module into the car and potentially breaking something. Because I'm going to give it loads of test scenarios from when I go out driving, for say like making ESP come on, other things like sliding, making sure that basically the gearbox does exactly as it's supposed to no matter what the circumstances are. Because I don't trust myself. And especially on these more modern cars where it's all CAN based, I want to make sure that it's saying the correct data to the rest of the car as well. That's pretty much all I'm doing. Next, so what am I setting here? Yeah, so FPC, GS418 FPC is what I'm setting. So why aren't you reading it correctly? Okay, maybe it's just C++ being funny. Maybe I'll just set this then. S C M A. Yeah, so program is permanently locked in that underscore, which is interesting. Based. What do you mean by that, Alex? Can you reiterate? It's cool, dope, huh? No worries. So I want to make sure that this is coming out correctly. %d/n gs418.getFPC. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. We overwrote it in our testing code. Like for Corvette, will you be able to add a needle sweep during the start? Well, this cluster already does that. If I turn it off and on. There you go. The cluster already does needle sweep, no need to. However, this is a coding feature on here, so my cluster in my own card doesn't do this. However, this one does. So I don't know how to enable it, but I believe it's an SCN coding feature that you can enable to do it. Right, let's keep having a look. So I overwrote it here somewhere. There. Yeah, it comes stock like this. Hey, so look at this now. It works. So if I change CAM, woo, check that. And I can change gears now. And they basically match perfectly. So if I put both up on here, let's have a look. Okay, admittedly, the display is not as accurate, like on here in terms of text culling, but I'm okay with that, to be fair, because it shows me what I want to see, which is the current drive mode and the behavior of the car and what gear it's in. Alex, what W203 do you have? I'm curious. Is petrol or diesel? Nope, engine oil. I think there's more problems with this car, mate, than engine oil. What car are you even plugged into? C270 CDI, so diesel. Oh yeah, I'm on a C200 CDI. Auto or manual? Auto. Okay, great. If you got this 7-speed, not 7-speed, sorry. If you've got the 5-speed, that's what I'm designing this for. So this whole thing is for me to eventually replace my EGS52 module, which controls the 722.6 series gearbox, to something which is, you know, a bit more modern and can do a bit more. I plan to do a bit of machine learning in it. That's the final plan. And I'll probably get around to that over summer because uni work is a bit of a pain right now, but here's what it is. Right, so I suppose I'll just wrap this up in about 5 minutes. It's getting late over here, and to be fair, I've done what I wanted to do today with adding that little simple display in. I look forward to it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be live streaming a lot of the code for this particular project because I don't feel like it's worth me doing a whole video series on the Gearbox side of things because it's a bit boring. Well, I'm happy to do the coding for it live so that you guys can actually have a look at like the process of working on this. And you know, just I actually quite enjoy this. It's just kind of chill. I get to see you guys actually enjoy it somewhat, so yeah, it's all good. I mean, I will definitely do a video on the project once it's all over with, and once I've managed to put it in the car and say, hey guys, so you can, if you buy this PCB, you can do it. I had no idea you could do this type of stuff with 203. Mate, have you not seen my MBUX port project? Go have a look at the playlist for that. That's all in my W203, and it's basically changing it to something which has got display. I'll put the link for that playlist in the description. See if I can find that playlist URL. Now I've seen it, it's crazy. It's like a Tesla. Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's pretty insane what you can do with these older cars. Because the thing is, right, there's no security in these older cars, so basically you can just inject whatever you want on the CAN network of the car and just make the car do whatever you want. And it probably helps. I have all the documentation on how the car CAN network works, so I don't have to try experimenting with things. I basically know what to set for it to do things. Yeah, I'm more than happy to do more streams in the future if you guys keep wanting to watch. You know? W220 or W221 I haven't yet looked at, but, you know, all I'm going to say is they're a bit expensive to run. He's still a best way 60, you're a genius. Have a code on a successful night. Thanks, Richard. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to see if I can do live streams once a week on this, just because it's a nice way for me to relax as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys are more than welcome. Thanks, Matthew. I'm more than happy for you guys to just ping me on Twitter or whatever. I'll put my link for that as well in here. Why not? Yes, if you guys want to just follow me on Twitter or just message me or whatever, just go ahead. I'm pretty relaxed. I mean, I will definitely say though, viewership, viewing compared to yesterday's stream, which I mean, admittedly, yesterday's stream was a complete mess because I just turned it on without, you know, telling anyone. We do have quite a few more viewers today, so that's good. Maybe I'll try this once a week or so on a Friday or Saturday. Bit undecided, but we'll see, and we'll just get around to do some coding and working on this. Do the door modules communicate through CAN? Yes, they do. You can actually control the windows and the door locks, and you can read them as well. So if you look at the MBUX project, there's actually a display which shows all the window positions, and you can tell. And I'm adding a feature sometime over summer where you can roll up the windows or roll them down. Basically, everything in the W203 is done over CAN now. I should mention I'm talking about the facelift model. So if you have a pre-facelift, which is like the one with the moon dial, I'm not entirely sure how that would act. But I know the facelift one is pretty cool. 2005. Ooh, do you have the two dials like this one on my desk, or do you have like the weird kind of moon-shaped one, which is like brown? Oh, not brown, grey in colour. Same as W211, so I understand. Yeah, so that's also one thing, right? So the CAN architecture of the W203, W211, W219, and W209 are all identical. So this project I'm working on could basically work with all those 4 car models, and even the W220. I think the W220 is the same CAN architecture. I can have a look at that. So it'd be interesting to see if I can put my system in an S-Class at some point if I ever got my hands on one, because they're so I can't find them around here in the UK. Well, they're pretty rare. You guys got any more questions for me? I'm thinking of wrapping this up in about 5 minutes or so. So, you guys can just ask a few more questions. Oh, Sweden. I might do a trip to Europe post-COVID. I don't know. I mean, I definitely want to have a W209. Looking forward to trying that out. Yeah, sure. If you have a W209, you can happily try this out. I know for a fact they're the same CAN network. They're interchangeable. W208 S420. Yikes. That's a bit of a beefy car. Also, I am considering at some point tuning my C200 TDI or just changing it outright for a C55 AMG at some point or a C32 AMG, and then putting all the facelift components into it, and obviously my own, you know, special modern technology. You also have a folder W204 on your GitHub. Is this related to W204 CAN architecture? Yes, it is. That is exactly what that folder is. Do you have full electric seats? No, I don't. And that's one reason why I'm thinking of changing to a C55 at some point or a C32, is because they have full modular control seats and you can control the seats over CAN bus. Because the module in the door is not actually talking to the seat directly, it talks over CAN bus and the seat responds to that. Have you seen the guys that retrofitted Distronics to their W203? Okay, I'm going to show you what I showed stream last night. I don't know if you were there on last night, but have a look at this. I want to show you this. I'm thinking of fitting my car with cameras and doing Distronics that way rather than using radar. And the reason for that is because I've already worked out how to trigger the Distronics display on this and get everything up on here. Let's quickly find my car simulator file and I can go ahead and show you what that looks like. And I am aware that you can't see anything yet. So if I run this now, I want you to look at the LCD display. Okay, DTR off, because I currently don't have Distronics on, but it should cycle to that page. Here we go. That's Distronics for you. And I can also tell it to move, to actually set the distance for the object in front. So I'll tell it that there's an object 50 yards in front of the car, and run it again. Oh, yeah, you saw that. One sec, I'll restart that so you can see it. There you go, and there's my vehicle 50 yards in front of me. It's right there. Actually, I'm curious, can I just make this like slowly decrease? Would be fun. Uint distance equals 0. I know you can't see this, okay. 100 yards, and we're just going to make this distance and... there's also one thing though which I noticed, which is that the Distronics capable clusters have an extra LED under here, which I think I might actually be able to take off to show you with light. Yeah, this is really cringe. I don't care about this cluster, by the way. It's scrap as far as I'm concerned, which is why I can do this to it. But then if you can see here, there is a little symbol for collision detection. And there's an LED under that. Well, there's an LED here. But it's not it's like physically not on the PCB, but there's the hole for it. So if you wanted to add that LED, then you could have the warning for when you're about to smash into something, which I think is useful, which is why I don't want to put Distronics on this cluster specifically. I want to get my own one to do it with, because this physically doesn't have the LED for that, which means that you won't get a warning, you won't get the collision warning. Wait, so did the W203 come with Distronics? As far as I'm concerned, it never did, but it was just like a feature that the cluster supports. There we go. So yeah, if I run it now, you should be able to see the car on the display slowly creeping forwards. Let's have a look. Why is it not doing that? Oh, of course, wait. I've set the wrong value. 1 second. Distance. Let's do that again. So have a look here at the display. You should... Now why has it gone up there? Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, probably because I want it to be 50 yards to start with. Let's try that again. Whoops. Okay, it's not moving. I give up on that. As for your questioners, but you can control the brakes through CAN too. No, you can't. The engine is explicitly in control of that. However, you can tell the engine ECU to slow the car down to a certain speed, and it will do that. One very good way that you could do that to prove it is... what was I going to say? Yeah. One very easy way you can do this is basically set your speed. If you've got... I'm sure you've got limiter, because I think the limiter mode on these cars is like standard. If you're driving at like 70 miles an hour, activate your limiter and suddenly set it down to 50, and you'll notice that the car's brakes get applied automatically to slow the car down to 50. That is, if I show my desktop, that is the ART CAN frame, which comes from basically the ECU, which is responsible for cruise control, limiting, and also distronics when it's activated. And it's basically telling the car to slow down to a certain speed, and the engine just obliges by that and starts slowing the car down. It's pretty cool. These older Mercs are definitely well ahead of their time. But then, you know, they have kind of faded into... I will personally say that the new Mercs are not built as well, and also pretty crap. Sorry if I've insulted anyone. But, you know. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up for tonight, so does anyone have any last minute questions? Oh yeah, definitely, I agree that this is the best era of Benz. This is why I want to modernise these older cars, because they're mechanically indestructible. Yes, that is because the engine actually sends a request to the gearbox to shift down. That is part of what I need to test with this, is do CAN simulations, so that I can verify that the gearbox does what the engine and ESP ECU do, want it to. I'll just quickly show you that actually on here. There is a, if I go to CAN C and go to MS underscore, which is the engine, here we go. So, gear shift step recommendation, actual and target. So essentially the gearbox will read these to work out what gear it should be in based on the engine, and also the ESP computer has its own version of these two values to also tell the gearbox what value to be in. I don't know how it prioritizes which one over which one. So for instance, if ESP is requesting gear 4 and the engine saying gear 3, I don't know which one it will prioritize. But that's all what the simulation is for. Anyway, thank you all for watching tonight's stream, and I'll hopefully see you next week. I'll put a notification out and all that for when I'm next going. See you all.